morning, everybody. My name is Philip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about something a little bit more serious, a little bit more somber, and that is about the looming potential recession in all of America. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video and also subscribe, that would make the world a difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible, and I try to make sure that my content goes in front of the right people at the right time looking to move here. Hey, that could be you. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so this is gonna be more of a stream of consciousness, thought process of video. This is gonna be a two-part video. The first part is gonna be talking about, not necessarily about the recession, but it's gonna be kind of like, we're gonna look at this more of like a structure, like almost like a sphere. We're putting the sphere together, we're putting the diagram together. This is the first part. And that's gonna be kind of like what is happening when it comes to the housing market and when it comes about like people moving across America and all those different things. And it is gonna relate to Northwest Arkansas quite a bit. But on part two, it's gonna talk about Northwest Arkansas specifically and potential recession or housing pricing, all the different stuff that's been going around the news. So the first part is gonna be talking about this, about America and about what's happening with potential recession, housing market, etc. So let's kind of like frame this all up. The first thing I wanna talk about, and you might be aware of this, is the fact that everyone in America, not everyone, but a lot of people in America are leaving big cities in droves. In droves. People are leaving major cities like LA, Chicago, New York, and they're going elsewhere. And we could talk about the different political stuff. We could talk about the different, the COVID stuff, etc. We could go into all that. But regardless of how it happened, it's happening. And so they're going, a lot of people are moving to these major mid-sized cities that are up and coming, hence Northwest Arkansas. So that's the first thing that's kind of overarching this whole thing, is that people are leaving big cities because they're tired of it and they want to go somewhere else. The second thing we also need to talk about is the fact that remote work, and you obviously are aware of this, has increased exponentially over the last 3 years for obvious reasons. So a lot of people are working from home now, which means that they're able to travel and go to other cities and not have to be at work itself. And so this creates a lot more opportunities for people to, get out of major cities or get out of where they're originally from and go to different areas to experiment, to try to see if this is the best place for them, or to be in a better environment that's going to be more friendly towards different things. And so that's one thing, is that remote work has radically changed everything about the way people pick homes, the way that people pick areas where they want to live, because the fact that, if you don't have to be stuck to go to San Fran, or you have to go to LA or go to Chicago or New York to actually work there, that's the interesting thing, is you can work anywhere you want to now. Now, obviously, people think like, oh, I'm gonna go to Cabo, I'm gonna go to Mexico, I'm gonna go to whatever, Jamaica. Well, that's all great and fine if you wanna do that, of course. But obviously there's major disadvantages to moving there and other places like that on the beach and other different parts of America. And that's why people are moving to these mid-sized cities, because it's kind of this happy medium sweet spot where they're closer to bigger cities and they kind of have all the things that people are looking for. And so a lot of times, a lot of remote workers will find these mid-sized cities like Northwest Arkansas and move here because they see all the benefits of that mid-sized city structure. So we have people that are leaving big cities in droves. We have people that are looking to move to mid-sized cities because of remote work and like different job opportunities. And thirdly, the fact is, and this kind of all comes together one piece, and so people are looking to move to areas that are more favorable towards raising families, to finding friends, building communities, having businesses. And also one of the biggest things is just get ahead in life. Now, you can search all through my channel about the differences between like Chicago and LA and Northwest Arkansas, different stuff like that. And we all know that if you wanted to move to LA, it's like you're not going to really get ahead. How many people do you know that just have an apartment living in LA? Like to buy a house in LA is just not a thing. To buy a house in like Seattle, Portland is really tough. To buy a house in like Chicagoland area is challenging because they're so expensive. New York, forget about it. Forget about it. But the thing is that in Northwest Arkansas and other mid-sized cities, I don't want to eliminate any other cities, but Northwest Arkansas specifically, especially Fayetteville, because it's rated the most affordable, one of the most affordable places to live in America. But Northwest Arkansas is very affordable and people can get ahead in life. And so people have great salaries down here. You can find an affordable house, or if you want to rent for a while, the rent is very affordable. It might be a little more challenging in like downtown Bentonville or downtown Fayetteville. You might have to go on the outskirts a little bit. But the thing is that you can definitely get ahead in Northwest Arkansas because the environment here is way more friendly towards getting ahead. And so that's what a lot of times people are coming here for, is because they see the opportunity, they see all the up and coming things that are happening here, and they feel like, why am I staying in LA? Why am I staying in Chicago? Why am I staying in New York? Why am I staying in Dallas? Why am I staying in Austin? And they're moving here because they see the potential for getting ahead, raising a family, finding a community, all the different things that people, we find meaning in life. like they're finding right here in Northwest Arkansas. And this is kind of like the last two-parter I want to mention. This is gonna be kind of a shorter video, but the last part I want to talk about, and this will dovetail into part 2, which is about Northwest Arkansas, is the fact that whenever recessions or kind of a crunch time happens, the one thing that we always need to be aware of is that the essential businesses will always succeed. Hence, Walmart, Tyson, JB Hunt, and all the medical startups here, all the different transportation startups here, all the university stuff that's happening here, all the patents, all the different things that are happening here. And this is where it dovetails into Northwest Arkansas. But the fact is that even if you have a mid-sized city, or let's say, for instance, if you are in an environment where there's like those essential businesses, transportation, food, farming, any sort of like obviously Walmart, so like the obviously brick and mortar store kind of stuff, those are going to be completely fine. And usually, honestly, a little side note, whenever there's a recession happening and you need to crunch dollars, you start rethinking about where you spend your money when you buy groceries. You know, a lot of times as people, we think like, oh, we can go to Whole Foods, we can go to Target, we can go to whatever. But when money becomes money and it becomes tighter, we start thinking, what's the most affordable place to get food? And the first two places often we think about are Aldi and Walmart. And so I want to dovetail that to the next video, but essentially the core of this last little bit is the fact that essential businesses will be completely fine and probably going to do very well because people need to always have those essential businesses. All right, guys, that's just kind of a rough framework we're going to work around for part 2, which will be about why Northwest Arkansas is going to be potentially be more sheltered from any sort of financial recession or anything like that in the future, or actually could, I mean, honestly, I'm going to put up some points to the fact that it can actually benefit from the future of a recession just because there's so many people moving here and people are going to be escaping out of these larger cities, and we'll get to all that in the next video. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Really appreciate you guys watching. I have a 3-day itinerary linked below, so maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're into arts and culture, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you have kids. I made a 3-day itinerary link below for Northwest Arkansas because one of the things you'll quickly realize coming down here is there's so much to do. There's so much to do. So the 3-day itinerary just helps you focus on some of those amazing core things you can accomplish in 3 days. Trust me, there's more to do than 3 days, but those 3 days are top tier level stuff in Northwest Arkansas. So go ahead and download the 3-day itinerary link below. And also when you do come down here, definitely let me know because we can check out some homes for sale, we can check out some homes for rent, and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.